Have you asked yourself what your purpose is?
I've read a book that says we all have a purpose from the moment we were made.
Have you pondered and asked, what could it be?
Honestly, what does it feel to be living with a found purpose?
How lovely the trees swaying their trunks from the rhythm of the wind.
What could have been if you were surrounded by nature for once?
I am blessed to be with nature and away from the bustling crowds and non-ending academic-related things.
You're right, and we tend to forget how important it is to us sometimes.
What do you mean? Plants. A noun.
It is not alone, but composed of many.
Living things that sustain the very planet and its creatures.
It is not selfish, but a provider. It produces food,
Provides shelter.
A clean air to breathe. It has a lot to offer, but people sometimes forget how life withers slowly as time passes.
Plants are much more important than all our luxuries combined.
starting from the food production, the foundations of our very own houses and buildings, from the paper we use daily in offices, schools, and works, and the aesthetically pleasing clothes we wear every day are the epitome of how much plants touch our very lives.
Aside from that, the medicines that cure and alleviate us from a sickness came from that very humble living creature. On the other hand, animals depend on plants for their lives too. Their habitats and ecosystems allow them to thrive and reproduce.
Plants who stood firm amidst the wrath and cruelty of time, never bowed once, were uprooted and cut through by the very hands of the beings who showered it with its resources.
It is essential to know that we need plants to survive, not machines and the carbon dioxide emissions they share with the planet.
We need them as much as we need technology. We need them to ensure our survivability and to combat climate change.
The photosynthesis they do that releases oxygen gases keeps us human beings and animals alive to breathe.
Could never move from one place to another, but it stood and grew well and served its purpose diligently.
Life gives you 1,000 reasons to appreciate what is the present.
It teaches us to be patient, kind, and mindful of how important each of us is to the planet.
We are the only beings here being tasked by the Holy One to steward His creation. Isn't it one of our innate purposes on this planet?
Change is inevitable, for we should embrace and welcome it. But we should never forget the roots of our origins.
Just as the plants anchor themselves to the ground and remain strong, they serve their purpose very well.
So do us all human beings too.